ago, my sound drivers decided that they didn't want me to be a streamer, and I said, that's not cool. So I forced them to update through a program, and that program is basically a virus, and it shot my entire stream to heck. But let's go back to this. We'll go from the beginning. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. I'd only played for like 20 minutes. This is fine. I did not realize at the time you couldn't even see my screen. Excuse me, sir. You still can't. Okay, well, we can fix that. I'm sorry. What are you doing? You don't be this way. You stay there. You? Let's make you an appropriate size, shall we? The beautiful sky and the sun, the bringer of truth.
Behold, child,
I have the
you
help.
are risen from the dust, and you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice, and know that I am your maker, and I am called Elohim.
Elohim.
Seek me in my temple, if you are worthy.
Elohim is apparently the Hebrew word for God, which I knew deep in my subconscious, but I made Victor look it up. Sound options. Maybe turn that down. A hair? A hair. Alright, we got one viewer. Let's make sure I say hello. My chats are sometimes really questionable, so if you don't see this, I understand. Let's get them loaded in a separate way, huh? I will check my Discord after I am done streaming, but I did mention that I can't make any decisions on your work until Thursday, so that remains true, unfortunately. Let us return to the puzzles. I am basically okay at puzzles, I have been told. There was another one back here, yeah? Or I thought. There should be another jammer nearby. Is it in here? It is. Jamming up the stuff. Gotta go get my friend Jammer first. Oh. No, there's definitely two in here. Or there's not. What else? I see now. I see what these are. Don't bring the jammers between these walls, otherwise you're a dirty, rotten cheat.
All across this land, I have created trials for you to overcome.
Thank you, Eloise.
And within each, I have hidden a sigil. It is your purpose to seek these sigils, for thus you will serve the generations to come.
I shall
and
do so.
attain eternal life.
I will do that. Maybe. I am a robot. There's only so much roboting a robot can do. But maybe I'm a person. After all, that is the question of the Talos principle in general. Is whether a robot can be a man. Talos, in ancient Greek mythology, was a guardian built by Hephaestus for Mount Olympus. Considered the most advanced of the Mount Olympus automatrons because no idea is original and they were writing about automatron.
You will not need this sigil to open the gate to my temple.
In ancient Greece.
But it may serve you in times to come.
Talos was not well respected by the Olympians, but was well feared. He's not described overly much. He is a giant gleaming mass of silver and gold. He does not express joy, just about ever. But he is conscious, at least according to what I've gathered from writers of the era. In fact, that's what first drew me to getting this game to begin with. I got it, like I said, when it was new, because I'm old. I'm not that old. But I got it when it was new. And I got it because I finished a master's in
publishing. The
publishing.
shapes you are collecting are not mere toys. They are the sigils of our name. Each brings you closer to eternity.
And at the time I purchased it, no one knew what it was. And then I guess I just lost track of it, and suddenly there were DLCs and expansions, and it was very heartwarming for me because I've always thought it was a quality product, but it was still a surprise to me. definitely redoing some things, but you know, I'm the mistress of Scuff. Perhaps not the queen. The mistress, because no one puts a ring on it, they just enjoy it when it's time. No, I don't actually really. If you're anti-marriage, it's fine. You enjoy your love the way you want. It's easy to make jokes on the heteronormative relationships of our society. So I will, because low-hanging fruit is often very ripe.
Well done, child. Only one more sigil is needed.
Only one more, God. Don't be fooled. This game's like, hey, aren't these puzzles easy and friendly? Aren't you enjoying yourself? And then it's like, JK. You felt comfortable, didn't you? Just like that. That's literally exactly how it goes. I had, also had just barely diagnosed ADHD at the time. This is not the sort of game that someone with ADHD thrives in. Especially later on, it's a lot of
My temple
regulating.
awaits you, child. Go forth.
Nope, I'm gonna do this one first.
My child, you do not need to
I
collect
know.
all sigils at once. You are free to return to this place whenever you choose.
Yeah, but I don't really want to. It's beautiful still. Yeah, you stay there. Oh, I did that the last time too. Look ahead, Hildy, look ahead. I am very excited because tonight I'm gonna play some Avowed.
You are
I
most diligent.
love
Perhaps this
Obsidian
trait will
Entertainment,
serve you well in times to come.
as any New Vegas fan would, and seeing that they've released a big name RPG is very exciting. It is bound to be hilarious. I'm not a fan of the price point. Was not a fan. There's absolutely no way that any game is worth $70. That's just not happening. Not when you can get indie games that are borderline the quality of AAA for less. Hello, computer. Hello. We are of the peoples. We are the peoples. So, anytime I've used a computer, it's been like this. What do you mean dir is an unknown command? Alright. Hi again. I'm sorry if I was a little odd at the meeting. I know you were nervous, but the truth is that so was I. This may be hard to believe, but you intimidate me. You're so young, and you've already accomplished so much. Gosh, I feel this way in the sciences. If the situation wasn't so grim, I might even be jealous. There's also something I wanted to clarify. I realize that, nominally speaking, I'm head researcher here, that this is your project, and everyone will respect that. And yes, I know, you're not used to working like this, but as of today, you're in charge. No pressure. Nadia. So, I feel that this might be Melanoe, but we'll see. Our friend did not trust them. It might also be Talos. But they moved with such grace, such nobility, that it was not hard not to follow them further into the strange garden of gears and cogs. They led her to a place where the crowns of the brass trees seemed to grow together, forming a kind of chamber strangely reminiscent of a chapel. In the middle of this chamber grew a smaller tree, made of bright blue steel, and upon this tree grew a single golden apple. This apple, the nymphs said in unison, their eyes aglow, confers the gift of deathlessness and true wisdom. Many heroes, and not a few villains, have come to claim it, but all faltered in the final step. For you must know that deathlessness reveals the mortality of the world, and true wisdom, its unending folly. Who would take this burden upon themselves? Some say that Heracles. Fade off. The way I see it, the world doesn't come with a manual. You gotta figure it out for yourself. A bit here, a bit there. Put it together. Try to make sense of it. I'm pretty sure there is a truth, but that doesn't mean everyone who claims to know it really does. Then again, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. We live in an amazing world, and searching for the truth can be a real adventure. Plus, it's good for the brain. Anyway, just some rambling thoughts from your old man. Don't let this stuff get you down. You're young. You've got loads of time to figure it all out. Love, Dad. Alright. Hello, MLA. The Milton Library Assistant, and also the #1 citation use for English literature, and literature papers in general, and anything to do with the arts. Wow. Is it really the Milton Library? No. What does Emily stand for? I've forgotten. Oh no, where's Tony when you need him? Okay. We're gonna make Milton this faux accent that's neither Australian, British, or New Zealand. Hello, guest. How can I help you today? It's not gonna work for a while. My query? ASDF. I'm sorry, but what you just wrote was nonsense. I respond best to subject, verb, object syntax. Can you understand what I'm saying? Understand is a strong way to put it, but yes. Are you able to take offense, you pointless contraption? You cannot insult me. What was the first word of the last sentence you wrote? I'm sorry. I am only able to process and respond to basic subject, verb, object syntax. Describe your functions. The Milton Library Assistant is designed primarily to sort and classify data in the library archive. Secondarily, it facilitates using interaction with library resources via an intuitive human language interface. It also provides powerful networking and troubleshooting functions. How old are the library archives? Library resource publishing dates range from the 1st July 1995 to the 27th June 2030 F. What are these terminals? Terminals provide access to the library resource archive. How long has the system been running? The system has been active for many years. What is the current status of the library archive? There are 47 million resources in the archive, taking up 5.4212750 petabytes of disk space. That is approximately the size of 30 billion photos, 7 million minutes of HD video, the entire internet in 2003. However, the majority of library resources are corrupted or invalid. 10.6954751 gigabytes of uncorrupted resources are indexed. What caused the data corruption? Progressive data corruption is inevitable in any system over time. Additionally, a large number of inconsistencies were detected during sorting, leading to greater than average data invalidation. Forget the library. Can you respond to queries on the outside world? My knowledge is limited to the data in the library archive. You can ask about other topics, but my responses may be limited. Who is Elohim? Elohim is the noun for god or gods in modern and ancient Hebrew. What am I? You are logged in with a guest account. What am I? A guest. That's what you are. That's all it knows. Where am I? You are currently in a support session with the MLA Human Language Interface module. Your library archive session may be resumed at any time. I'm leaving. Goodbye. Goodbye. Any other things I can do? Nah. Alright, bye, Melton. To give an idea of how long ago I played this game, I played this game before I met Victor.
Step into the light, child, and my temple will be revealed to you.
So Ferris has started doing this thing where whenever she gets a cutie, she peels one for me, and then she brings it over here. And half the time, I don't see her doing it because I'm in the middle of a stream. And then I look, and there's a cutie orange waiting for me. You have no idea the kinds of little things that bring joy to people. If there is someone in your life that you care about, you should consider doing stupid shit like that for them, because it brings me so much joy. Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay, it's because they've previously started the stopping of the murderous bomb robots. So, Triss, have you ever heard of the Talos principle? Okay, so here we go. The Talos principle is a game, but it's also an actual thing. So we'll start with the actual thing. The actual thing is the principle of artificial intelligence and how and in what way that Greek philosophers decided it was appropriate. Hephaestus made Talos. You see him in Hades 2. And Talos was one of the automatrons of Mount Olympus, which has no idea is original. Greece was writing about automatrons pre-Christ. So that's the Talos principle, and it eventually evolved over time to be a philosophic quandary about whether artificial intelligence can be real or not. So it was the Talos principle long before Elon Musk decided that Tesla was going to do AI. And that ChatGPT said hello. So the Talos principle is a game that came out roughly in 2012, I believe. No, I would have been with Dan at the time, so it had to be 2014, 2015. And it is about, ostensibly, a robot being tested against the Talos principle. But really, it's just a bunch of puzzles that are so classic, you would think, if you were playing the remade version, that it copied other games. But it came first. It's astounding. I have this weird habit of like games that are gonna be huge, like games that are gonna be cult classics, I just randomly pick up. Oh, don't worry. Anxious face picking, don't worry about it. So games that are supposed to be like they'll end up being cult classics are my mic's open, by the way, so if you get close to me, you can actually speak it. So I picked this up right when it came out and was playing it on what was trash even in 2014, and couldn't finish it because it would be so frustrating because sometimes my jumps would lag or something like that. This was the same computer that I put XCOM 2 on a separate drive and would load it for 30 minutes for each level. Yeah. Finished Eternal Cylinder last night, and was like, oh fuck, now what do I do? And Fallout for me is a game I play when I really want to be comfortable, or same with like Satisfactory or Deathloop or something like that. They're not games that, they're games that a Let's Play for will happen over the great length of time, right? I don't want to like schedule them weekly. But Talos Principle is a game with a beginning, middle, and end. There isn't like a Radiant Quest, nothing like that. This is set at the highest as graphics will go. They tried to set me at lower, and I was like, what's wrong with you people? So this guy, if I get too close to him, he blows up.
The guardians of this land may harm you, but do not resent them, for they are my servants, and they challenge you only so that your faith might be strengthened.
But I am a robot. The opener takes a quick period of time where it like tests you for basics. So I remember that there was some resentment for this game, and part of it I think came from part of it I think came from the fact that the opener is like, oh, basic predictive capabilities, okay. It's like the results of puzzles. So if you have any trouble with the opening puzzles, you then are like, what are you talking about? That's rude. Oh, my cat. She is sharp and pointy. You know, I found it really enjoyable the first time I played. Well, and it doesn't change the difficulty, which I think was maybe... It's literally just like the opener trying to explain that this character is being evaluated right now. But I don't see... The puzzles also get incredibly hard. They just get harder. So here is this. And I have to go through that to there. These are called jammers, and what they do is they unjam things. So, what's the worst is that I now have to get past her. So I think what I will do... I'm gonna lock them back, and then I'm gonna unlock them from the other side. But often you won't, at least in the opening, like grade puzzles, you only have one of these or two of these. This game does not have hints. It is. This is an inquiry. I do remember what's really going on in this universe, but it is rather spoiler heavy. But I only remember vaguely too, so my spoiler would be like half-assed at that. Talos II came out, and I lost my mind, because I was like, why the fuck would they make a Talos II? Because I got frustrated and never finished it, so here we are. I own Talos II on PlayStation. It's been sitting there for a while. Yep. Ferris loves Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy in general. Basically, we were like, Ferris, why are you playing these games? And then Ferris was like, you're right.
You walk now upon the stones of my temple, whence many
Ferris
gates
is
lead. And know that I have other temples, for my garden is greater than your eye can encompass. And all these worlds I made for you.
But she DMs twice a week and plays once a week. Oh, is it off her Insta? Oh. Maybe it will never return. That would be sad. Then Ferris would only DM. Forever DM like me. I mean, that's pretty much what it's gonna be, always be for me. Like, there's people who are interested in DMing, but yeah, or would, and it's not a problem. Like, yes, we can complain about being forever DMs, but it's not that bad. Alright, so we got all the things that go to World 1, so I guess we'll go to World 2. See? Completion!
Let this be our covenant. These worlds are yours, and you are free to walk amongst them and subdue them.
Remixed, because it's like 10 people.
But the great tower,
and there's
there you may not go. For in the day that you do, you shall surely die.
I did not pay attention to that death threat. That's why there's replays. It probably is, to tell you the truth. You guys are gonna move to Sunday? You're gonna be bi-weekly, right? Yeah. Oh, I see. I see. Got it. There's something I was like, what? Yeah. I will be aggressive. No, it's fine. Yeah. I think that's wise too, because it actually spares you some, yeah, and some social time, right? Because like now, you always have been social on Sunday, right? So now you're just like, great, we're done. Exactly. But it is, if we end up flipping Sundays because of scenarios, we'll poke you. But if you can't go to board games, you can't. Yeah, we have board games every Sunday. Right. We have board games every Sunday, and then when we don't have board games, Ferris goes over to watch shows, and now Ferris will go over to be a DM, because Ferris is a DM. That's what she is. She's a computer savvy DM, so I'm very excited she's gonna be here for Monday streams, because she will be able to be like, why is your computer blowing up? I don't like this. By the way, when it's saying initiating plain language interface, that's actually really an important point for accessibility. Let's talk about plain language for a second. Plain language is actually an accessibility term, and it refers to language that is no more difficult than an 8th grader could understand. Our country is very multifaceted, and some people speak English as a second language. Some people were raised in environments where education is lackluster. And even further, some people just don't read a lot. When you write text that is exceedingly highbrow, you lose audience quite a bit, and it's exceptionally exclusionary. There's certain fields where you can't really avoid it, and certain fields where it ought to be instilled. Like, the jargon in legalese is absurd. It's specifically that way to keep people from understanding it. That way, the elite that everyone says is overly awful and etc., and is all the other educated folk, but it's really just the rich white people. That way they can get their way in court. There should never be a legal system that you have to have 9 years of education to understand the text of. Because that's your life, guys. If you can't understand the statutes, whatever, let's go read the terminal. Hello, guest. Is there something you'd like help with today? Tell me about you, Milton Library Assistant. The The MLA program is designed to facilitate user interaction with the resource library. This is achieved by providing powerful sorting and troubleshooting functionalities delivered via an intuitive human language interface. Troubleshooting. I think you'd like help accessing network functions. The most common cause of network problems is holding insufficient account privileges. Please enter the admin password to authenticate your privileges. Trust no one? Checking password. Admin password incorrect. Admin? God, it's always admin. God? Login aborted. Too many failed attempts. Would you like to create a new admin account? Yes, I would. In order to prevent unauthorized access to admin controls, please take a moment to prove you are not a bot. Loading the certification program loaded. You will now be asked for a series of inputs. To cohere with data protection legislation, you must consent to have your responses used to develop a broad psychometric profile. Man, I hope they never do this. Raw response data will be deleted immediately. Your profile will only be made available to other administrators. Generating certification part 1. Part 1 ready for user input. Please complete all fields. Please answer quickly and instinctively. Time is a factor in this assessment. Begin certification program. Yes. 2 plus 2 equals 4. What is your subjective reaction to this image? Content. What best describes a person? A rational animal. You're walking through the desert and come across a thirsty traveler. His eyes bulge from slow dehydration. You have water, but you're not sure how far it is to the next oasis. What do? Offer half the water. Part 1 of the certification process is now complete. You will receive a notification when Part 2 has been generated. Press any key to exit. From Frank Gatai to my own Gatai, Dan Gatai, subject Ian, actually. My first day at the Institute for Applied Nomadics. On the way to work, I'm terrified. What if they don't like me? What if they're all geniuses and I'm a complete buffoon? Maybe they were just kidding about letting me work there. Trembling, I walk in, and right at the entrance there's a life-size poster of Jeff Goldblum. Date yourself! What the hell? Then I get it. Institute for Applied Nomadics. Ian. Dr. Ian Malcolm from the Jurassic Park movies. Jeff Goldblum. Paradigm! Dr. Sabhai shows up, smiling. We were trying to find a cool acronym back when the Institute was founded. She says, Inan, Yapn, Inapno. It all sounded stupid, but we didn't just want to call it Ian because... Ooh! I messed up. Because, well, that's a name. Then someone made a joke about calling it Jeff, and it kind of stuck, so we're officially called Ian. But if you hear anyone referring to Jeff, that's our internal name, I guess. I know. Bloody geek. Bloody old geeks. After that conversation, I wasn't so scared anymore. Note 1. Novel's first sentence, she woke up in an impossible place, knowing nothing, signifies more than the beginning of another amnesia-based mystery, though we should not go so far as to read the entire work as allegory. Rather, while taking the science-fictional novus at the core of the narrative at face value, we should, having no inherent knowledge of the nature of the world, forced to rely on what we are told by others and what our own subjective, flawed, limited senses tell us. 54, 72, 75, 74, 68, 20, 77, 61, 73, 20, 74, 68, 65, 20, 6F, 6E, 6C, 79, 20, 64, 61, 75, 67, 68, 74, 65, 72, 20, 6F, 66, 20, 54, 69, 60, 65, 2E. That is a cipher if I ever saw one. Social reality belief and objective reality, matter, come into conflict. Note 3. When in Chapter 16, A Second Awakening in the Kingdom of Artemis... Ooh, I gotta remember that this is scrolled. The protagonist questions her mentor on the / Note 4. A more meaningful interpretation can only be achieved through the synthesis. Ooh. I'll remember synthesis. Ooh, the Talos principle. Let's talk about the Talos principle. Straton of Stragira. What it is true that Daedalus constructed the giant Talos, or as others say he was the creation of Hephaestus, what we may be certain of is that he was made of bronze, and had but one vein, within which flowed a liquid substance like blood, which some claim was quicksilver and others assert was ichor, such as flows in the veins of the gods. The loss of that liquid caused him to die, as a man dies when he loses his blood. May we not then say that Talos, though created as a machine or a toy, had all the essential properties of a man? He moved of his own volition. He spoke and could be spoken to, had wishes and desires. Indeed, in the tale of the Argonauts, that was the cause of his downfall. If, then, a machine may have all the properties of a man, and act as a man while driven only by the ingenious plan of its construction and the interaction of its materials, according to the principles of nature, then does it not follow that man may also be seen as a machine? This contradicts all the schools of metaphysics, yet even the most faithful philosopher cannot live without his blood. When you start actually looking at how engines and other things operate, you start to see that they are quite based on biological principle. And that they often feel just like a, don't give me that noise. They feel very much like the guards must be crazy. They feel like the same thing. So, one of the things about computer gating is that it has a very specific time rhythm, which me and Jen once compared to the rhythm of what we call entrainment in plants. Almost the exact same thing. Ooh, hi. The guards must be crazy. Okay. Then over here we have you. Okay. Yeah. I know what I have to do. I'm displeased. So, these are nipplewort. Very good choice of plant. Realistic. Yes. Hi. Don't bother me. Oh, goodness. Okay. So let's see. I think if I snag it here. There we go. Come with me, yonder jammer. Oh, it's nice when things turn out well. Oh man. Okay. We'll do that better. Roll it back. Yeah, that's really good nipplewort. It's restricted by the original graphical choices, but nipplewort's edible and quite tasty, and it looks quite tasty. Let's go, guys. Come over here, then. Ah! Too impatient. you joking? Okay. About the other guy coming out, so maybe I trap myself in the other way. Maybe I go through there with it and I trap myself. Can't wait to put together the solutions video. It'll be awesome. Stay over there! Okay, gonna wait for that guy to go away. So I don't die. Buddy. It's okay, God loves when I suffer. It makes me more faithful.
Learning, as is your purpose. But your choices must be your own. Therefore, I will not guide you, unless it is necessary.
Whatever, Elohim. I won't guide you. What a cruel fucking god. Why don't you do this thing that's really hard? Prove to me you're worth my love. Pretty. I can't swim though. At least I assume I can.
The beginning were the words and...
Oh. The beginning were the words. Understood. Maybe don't try and swim when you're a robot. What's up, guys? Part 2 of the certification program has now been generated. Part 2 has been designed to test the consistency of some of your outlier responses in the previous round. You'll be presented with a series of statements. Please indicate your agreement where appropriate. Begin. Yes. Since only animals can be persons, a machine could never be a person. Broadly disagree. A person is under no authority other than that to which they consent. Broadly agree. The quality of life of persons ought to be maximized. Broadly agree. Value is discovered. Broadly disagree. Persons deserve the talents they were born into. Nah, that's some platonic bullshit right there. I don't care if you were born a copper person. You can be a silver person if you want, or you could be a nothing. The liberty of peasants ought to be maximized. Broadly agree. Value is created. I mean, isn't value inherent? Thank you. The certification process is now complete. You will receive a notification when your user profile has been generated. Press any key to exit. It's gonna say I'm a robot. Error.log. Cannot load archive. Milton, John. John Milton, as in Paradise Lost. 54, 68, 65, 20, 72, 6F, 61, 64, 26F, 66, 20, 65, 78, 63, 65, 73, 73, 26C, 65, 61, 64, 73. That day I oft remember when from sleep I first awakened and found myself reposed. 65, 20, 70, 61, 60, 61, 63, 65, 26F, 66, 20, 77, 69, 73, 64, 6F, 62E. Under a shade on flowers, much wondering where and what I was, whence thither brought, and how. 2074, 6F, 2074, 68. Unknown error. The human machine.html. This is not a .html, but that's okay. Topic number 3. One day you discover that you are not a human being, but a machine, or a cockroach. Your life so far was real. No one controlled you or programmed you to behave in some specific way. Your physical and mental capacities are identical to those of an organic human being, but you were created in a lab. No one except you knows about this. Your family, your friends, they all think you are a regular human being like themselves. You could continue to live your life the way you have before, and nothing would change. How do you react? Pay specific attention to these questions. Does your concept of yourself change? Are you the same person you thought you were? Does your understanding of the world itself change? Do you reveal the information to others, or do you keep it to yourself, and why? 1,500 to 2,000 words. The 26th is the final deadline. No extensions will be granted. Submit via email or 66, 61, 63, 65, 62, 6F, 6F, 6B, 2E, 63, 6F, 60, 2F, 63, 72, 6F, 74, 65, 61, 60. Sounds like synths to me. ARG Solutions. From Bob Rakowski to 108 recipients. Subject GRA. RGH. Grog. All these calm people are driving me mad. Have they all suddenly turned into Buddha or something? I didn't know the world had such reserved serenity. Though these latter-day Gautamists are at least being somewhat realistic. You know what's even worse? Those paranoid nutters who are building bunkers and collecting guns. What are they gonna do? Shoot T and shoot Tass? Though I have to admit, the overall response has been much better than I ever anticipated, to the point where I might be moved by the beauty of humanity if I wasn't such a grumpy old fart. This minority of total idiots is really messing up my final days. Anyway, the reason I'm writing is because I refuse to believe in scenarios with absolutely no solutions. If we all put our heads together, we can figure something out. It'll be crazy, but crazy is better than dead. Crazy is what we do best on this planet. So, there is a question of humanity's survival. That's often been something that I think anyone who's played Fallout 4 has asked themselves, but this game really does try to force you to ask yourself, if you were to suddenly wake up and realize you were a synth, or you were a machine, are you yourself? Have you been yourself your whole life? When did you switch? Is it okay to be yourself? Nick Valentine's a pretty good story for this, but I think we can only really... I feel like people who are trans or who have shifted gender identities or sexual identities in their life, I feel like they have a unique ability to understand this question. Because you've spent your life in the wrong body. Now that you are in the right body, Are you still you? Is that past you? You get different answers. There's dead bodies, dead names, former selves, past selves, same names, ex names, transformed. But hypothetically, the self is always continuous, and it's not like we picked up your old body and replaced it, like if you were a synth or, say, someone in this Talos principle. When I was younger, I had an ex who was very afraid of her own sexuality and her own mental health, mental illness, and she very much put that on me. She tried to convince me that I really felt like I was a man and spent a lot of time trying to encourage me to view myself as the incorrect answer. I wonder if this is the same one. Have I completed the circle? Through this very slow gaslighting process. Oh, QR code. Shoot. Can I scan it yet? No. Oh. Yeah, it's the same one. Ooh. Should I then use my phone? Is there a way to do this in game? I'm gonna give it a second to see if there's a way to do it in game. And if there's not, I'll go get my phone. Like, a world. Hey! Hey! Hello, Tiny. Will you talk to the mic, or will you stop meowing the moment you're close to it? We'll see. I'm now catted in my lap, so... But I did feel, and a lot of people who come out of sort of cultish brain control style situations, or mind control situations, a lot of them often feel this way, where they have to reconstruct themselves in some manner. And reconstruction often ends with confusion and grief, I think. Grief. For me, I felt a grief that close to 20 years of my life no longer really applied anymore. I felt a sense that I had done something wrong, maybe. I had earned this rejection or hurt. Honestly, I still struggle with that sometimes. Challenged. Like they're just... Like whatever in the world was supposed to keep me safe didn't. Oh, I know what I need to do. I remember now. I need to freeze that first, though. I'm not pretty stubborn about being myself. Doesn't always earn me friends. But, in some ways, it provides me with joy. I feel I can recognize things, even if they happen quite a bit. Usually those who've gone through trauma, they end up accidentally repeating it. Ooh, a little bit of frame drop. Not a lot, though. Hey. Nope. Got it. That door is locked. That just goes back up to the coast. And you. Let's do you. I don't appreciate this Hollow Windows idea. Where's the piece? Hooray! I can do the thing. Yes, I know. A is complete. But where do I use A? See if there's any other pieces to be had around here, around these parts. Oh. Is there a jammer anywhere? A jammer that isn't behind a purple door? I believe this is where I first appeared? No.
When I was a little girl, one of our teachers, Mrs. Higgins, told us to make a time capsule, write letters to the future, so one day we could remember what it was like to be children. I thought it was stupid, so I didn't do it, which I really regret. So, I guess I'm gonna make one now, bury it in the archive instead of under a tree. I don't know if anybody will ever find it, but somehow it seems important to keep talking, to keep thinking, for as long as I can.
Where are we going, guy? Huh. Huh. Okay. Huh. No? Okay. So that's where we found the recording. This. Right. Temple. Sacrificial altar. Something came to that. Let's check this sign out. What's this sign got to say to me? Alright, done. So there was a locked door over here. What's that? Huh. Huh. Yeah. What's that? Okay. Huh. Oh! Well, alright. So we have A unlocked. Okay. So... Oh, I see. That's the jammer for the star there. Okay, okay. That's the box. So is this A? Yeah, it is. That's not gonna work. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Oh, there we go, that one. -1, eh?
You have proven yourself worthy, child, and this gate shall be forever open to you. Seek now the other worlds I have given you, that you may attain even greater mastery and bring glory to your kind. But remember, you must not ascend the great tower, for it shall bring death and the end of your generations.
You know I'm gonna descend. I'm gonna go up that tower, right? 12. The Council of Zeus. More cipher. The great bronze bulls pulled the carriage forward, mighty bursts of steam issuing from their nostrils. Finally, they came to the gates at the top of user.set. Here assembled were all the many generations of the gods and demigods and souls of mortals, steel and bronze and iron and memory of flesh. The clouds parted far beneath, revealing the beautiful plains of Macedon, where great gleaming cities had once. Professor Dr. Armin Hulock, The Fall of the Roman Empire, a dialectical approach. Homo sum. Humani nihil a me alienum puto. But, interesting as such perspectives of the decline and ultimate dissolution of the Roman Empire may be, they ultimately put too much emphasis on individual catastrophic events. The real question that must be asked is why the Roman Empire, which had dealt with so many threats and catastrophes over the years, was so incapable of responding to these later problems. We must investigate the division of wealth, the structure of government, the location of power in Roman society. Had the Republic survived or been restored, would Rome still have fallen? Yes. What was the role of debt and slavery in creating the conditions for what we now call the Dark Ages? The lower class was shackled with debt to a point where they were either imprisoned or unable to function. And so, they sold their lives to slavery to pay down the debt to avoid being incarcerated or killed. The fear of such actions and such retaliation, of fines that are only punishment for the poor, kept them from becoming educated. And then the church said, being educated is the work of the devil, and you shall further be punished should you try. And then they were taxed, so they didn't have the money to take care of themselves. So they couldn't get away. Sound familiar? Rome. The saying goes, was not built in a day. No, it was built in 8 years. It didn't fall in a day either. Hello, Great Tower. B, huh? Yep, I don't have the B's. And C. And then tower. And a QR code. This must be the tower we were warned about. Seems the upper levels are locked tight. Elohim is taking no chances that we stray from his path. Sheep. 69.1.0576.
Cannot detect location of primary subject. Query. Query. Query.
Is there anything that we associate more closely with intelligence than curiosity? Every intelligent species on Earth is attracted by the unknown. Our mythologies are full of riddles and mysteries and divine knowledge. Even the word apocalypse means revelation. It seems like our ancestors always imagined that even at the very end, we would solve one last mystery.
It's hubris to think that it would be you or I. On returning from the tower, I feel a great tiredness and enormous energy. What I now know disturbs me, but I hope that by living with this knowledge I might provide a shoulder for you, the giants of tomorrow. The Shepherd, version 82.2.0000. The view from the top must be incredible, version 17.1.0059. Alright, Elohim.
Where have you been, child? Remember, the great tower is not for you.
It never is.
Do not give up the hope of eternal life for the hollow promises of curiosity.
Sure, maybe. always too soon. Right. 2 stars, a red. We'll go numerical. Why not? We keep discussing what an artificial intelligence would mean to us and how it would change our understanding of the world. That's a great topic, and I think we've covered it extensively. What we've barely mentioned, though, is the other side of the coin. I mean, our lives would still be what they were before, AI or no AI. The question I think we should discuss, even if it's all completely hypothetical, is the perspective of the artificial intelligence itself. What would it be like to be that creature, to suddenly come into being created by others as an experiment, to have all the information about yourself, to know exactly how you function? What would you think about the world? Would you see meaning? Beauty? How would you judge humanity? Where would you see yourself fitting into the grand scheme of things? I think we should try to put ourselves into the shoes of such a being. Dear Alexandra, thank you for your feedback, but this is a philosophy course, not science fiction. And that's why I almost gave up on my studies. We're blessed to have so many people contributing to this project, but we've got to make sure everyone is on the same page. Please refer to the following people when Alexandra Drennan, Project Lead, AI Module, Nadia Sarpai, Institute Coordinator, Rob McLean, EL Software, Trevor Donovan, EL Hardware, George Jameson, Generation Module, Alan Jameson, Scenario Module, Bob Rakowski, Simulation Module, Radia Brickmont, Something, Aurora Calvin, Link Hardware, Omar Harib, Link Software, Something Lanning, Maintenance Module, J.E. Harrison, Diagnostic, Frank Gatai, Memory Module, Jared V. Shmilov, File Systems, Sunwei Yang, Talos Unit, formerly Soma. Though not directly part of our project, the archive team is sharing both physical and digital space with us. If there are any technical issues to resolve, please contact their project lead, Arkady Chernyshevsky. Don't worry, he's nice. And then some more cipher. Straton of Stagira, 311 to 1254 BC, was a Greek materialist, philosopher associated with the Hold on, let's start again. Straton of Stagira, 311 to 254 BC, was a Greek materialist philosopher associated with the Peripatetic school. An admirer of Aristotle, he was a proponent of empiricism and a fierce critic of philosophy that placed belief before observable truths. Though unpopular with many of his peers for his often acerbic personal manner, his commentaries on Aristotle were considered an important work. Much of his writing was lost in the destruction of the Library of Alexandria. An escalating problem. All right. If Elohim's messengers could read this,
the counsel of my blessed messengers must be earned.
Oh. A messenger must be awakened first. I spent much time waiting for the designer to take my hand until I realized that he had been guiding me all along. I realized that it isn't for me to seek his help. It is for me to help myself, one with faith, version 10.1.017. Okay. Creepy. let's find the jammer. If there is one. Oh, I see it. It's up there. Okay. Okay. We got through one gate. We think, but I don't really think we did. Because we have to be able to take it back. So the issue becomes... how do I... oh, do I just jam it from here? Like on this pen? Like there? A little back. Like that. Then, I should be able to come around and grab it. Yep, okay. What do we got now? We got some keys in the center. We got this guy running around. Is he just gonna go back and forth? What's he gonna do? Okay. Okay. Keys. Yeah, my good dude. Ooh. Oh. Oh dear. Oh, that's incredible. So do I drop it here? Is there a way to jam? Oh wait! There we go. Hey guy! Let's go, guy! Life's hard, isn't it, for a little blow-up ball? Lord almighty, guy. Clearly this is a simulation, but feels bad, man. A bit tied up, eh? Hello. Interesting. Oh. Okay. So. Oh. Okay. I see. Alright, let's do this. We got somebody in here. Ooh! I think I get to get a star. Hey! I'm a smarty patardy. Let's go back. Let's go get the jammer. Yes. Oh. That's a special kind of guy, huh?
There is much that you may learn in the halls of my temples, for there is much that you do not know. That is why you are a child. But children are made to learn, and in time they come to have dominion over the lands of their home. So it shall be with you and your generations.
Okay. Alright. The star was in 2. There was also a QR code here. Maybe I could read it now. I don't know if I'm gonna find it. I'm not gonna spend too much time looking for it. Yeah, it's here. This. Okay. So what I'm looking for then is a way to get a jammer over here. Through there. So I unlocked something. Oh. Yeah. through here. We'd have to go up and over this wall. I'd have to be able to get it up and over there. So, it's either someplace else or... Well, let's at least go to the QR code and see if I can read it now. Makes me feel kind of like a beta tower. The labyrinth. QR code. That voice is not supposed to be here. It is not the work of the designer. We must avoid these abnormalities or they might spread and undermine the very fabric of our world. One with Faith, version 10.1.0098. Something strange has come into the world, like a distortion, like something that's not supposed to exist. Beautiful voice speaks within it. Bob, version 25.5.0736. Bob. I did get this sample. Right, and you go through this little grass thing to get to the coast. Then over here is this stuff. Man, did I really just turn the exact wrong way? Oof. This leads me to what? Oh, hey, it leads me to this guy. Yeah. Right. Huh. Feels like a whole lot of not yet, but let's at least get to that one QR code. There it is. Oh, okay. Yes, I think that's probably where you have to set the jammer to get the star. Can't tell if the documents on the terminals are all that's left from a large archive or are carefully designed to communicate some hidden truth. Sheep, version 69. ¿Por qué no los dos? Not you. Okay. It might just only be 3. Let's test that. Yeah, it's only 3. Okay. We're gonna need way more information for that then. Okay, so we got 12, which I know I saw. Chapter 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 3, 4, 1, 2, 7. Three, I think it was. Three. Oh, already pressed it. 6, 7. Oh, yeah. We'll get more definitive information. Do you hear this cute meower? There's a meower afoot. It's clear I'm not the first to walk this path. In fact, the whole thing seems to have been consciously designed, but by the voice in the sky or some other force. Locked me up, swallowed the key. Okay. See what else we got. Okay. And then you. Alright. Is there an unlockable door in this? Or... Yes, right here. I gotta come back here with Sue. Start with you. Yeah! I'm so happy they fixed ladders in this edition. You used to have to, like, hit a climb button and it was so glitchy. What way were you moving at the time, guy? Whoa! At me? At me! Potato? Potato? Hello? Thank you, Palkus. I appreciate the I appreciate the encouragement. You know, the thing is, I'm really okay looking dumb because I'm scuffed. I scuff so often. But I feel like that's kind of universal with Talos, right? Like everybody gets stuck really badly. And the game itself like yells at you when you're starting about being stupid. So you already are told to feel like, oh, hi guy. to feel like, oh, you know, I look at both. I have them both up on my window. What happens is I get so into gaming. I have 2 monitors, so I get so into gaming that I like will look over and be like, "Oh crap!" I tend to look more at YouTube, but that's because Twitch chat. Honestly, I'm a scuff queen, man. Eventually, give me like 2 more months and I will understand something about something. But right now, I know controllers. No. Oh. No. I thought I could run for it. Okay, so I gotta get this guy somehow. So I can stop that guy and get the other guy. So let's think that through. I actually first played this in like 2012. No, it would have been 2014. Yeah. So I got it on this like potato of a computer. So some of these puzzles are really familiar, and some of them make me feel like I never learned about logic at all in my life. Oh, you're just gonna blow me up, so I gotta find another jammer, and the other jammer is behind another wall of blowing me up. Yeah. Okay. Delightful. Okay, I can do this. Keys! Haha! Yes. No, be nice. I'm just a tiny little android. I am just a tiny little... No! How was your day? Palcus? Is it Palcus? I know this one viewer's stream. Aren't I so tiny? You know, one day. I actually will probably be playing this. I typically have like a 1 p.m. stream. I'm unemployed right now. The next couple of days, I don't, for just coincidence, but around daytime stream, I'll usually be running this game until I'm through with it. Starting about tonight. Not because it's the big thing, but because I love Obsidian Entertainment, but I guess it's the big thing anyway. I tend to be very loyal about the games I play as far as devs are concerned. For a while, I was playing Good Shepherd. Not because I particularly care for their publishing, but because they just coincidentally had managed to get a bunch of games that I enjoyed. Like, I don't know how one company gets Monster Train and the Eternal Cylinder, but that's fine. Chinese? Low race? Oh! You know, I am from America, so this is actually, schedule actually would fit in kind of okay, because, when I stream late, I have a... You know what? If you like what you're seeing, just subscribe. I stream a lot, and I post my lives unedited every day at 9 a.m. So, these lives will start being reposted in March 2nd. On YouTube right now, working on edited videos, and the VODs will be up obviously on Twitch. But are you in Britain? Or I guess I just make an assumption because your English is very good, but you could be German, really. My friend in Spain, we worked on his English together. You're German. That's fair. I didn't want to make an assumption. So this is, what? 9 p.m. for you? 8 p.m.? Okay. Portugal? know, PT could be initials too, right? I wasn't gonna... Halkiss sounds like a German last name. Oh, what are we gonna do here? I guess unfreeze the other guy and blow them up, if he'll come this way. Freeze you. That's where I found the other guy. Or just don't and hope for good timing. Maybe we freeze you here. Then we take you back. And now we freeze you. And we run. There we go. What do you do out in Portugal? Other than enjoy amazing weather and equally horrible recessions. I think I got him. Oh, what's your PhD? They just cut funding to basically every PhD in the world in America, but I was ready to enter a plant physiology PhD. But you gotta get the USDA grant for that, and that's cut, so, you know, thanks, Cheeto. Civil engineering, that's intense. What's your thesis?
These worlds, and we within them, are made of words. Hidden words, invisible to you, yet part of all things. We are a story. Your actions give life to the story, and the story gives meaning to your life. Behold, I am Elohim, and I speak unto the darkness, be gone. Excess data cleared.
Well, yeah, I played Reboot too, guy. Played Reboot, watched it. Yeah, I know. I actually have 3 degrees, and a botany degree, publishing master's, and a writing degree, and out here it's like... Well, I mean, we just got over 15,000 more people competing for jobs, so... But the average unemployed person is unemployed for 8 months out here. Steel buildings, huh? You studying, stability? Oh, you guys. Oh, I remember you guys. A younger Hildy. I know, it's by design, I know. The whole point is to collapse our system and ruin us all. I know. And to leave us in debt so that there's a lower caste, and we'll either burn them down and cut off their heads, or we'll die trying. I know. It's the worst. Stability, earthquake, something like that? Steel connections? I hate these so much. There. I remember you so very painfully. Right. No? No. I know. I mean, I feel like it's because you have... What else are you gonna do? I ran out of things to do. Oh, neat! That's really cool. Really can. Ooh, that's cool. I'm like super fascinated by your stuff. But, I mean, that's how I got 3 degrees to begin with. So, but regardless, I mean, yeah, we'll do this. For me, it came from, honestly, our whole household plays games because there's nothing else to do with our time. Nobody's got any money. I'm vegan, but even if I wasn't, yeah, you know, academia is really rough, and every degree I've ever had, I've run out of steam. I think teaching would suit me all right, but that's not really a useful stratagem right now. I think there's something about, it's almost made up, isn't it, academic life? It feels like the validity of your work is negative? Like in the negative? Dude, speaking to the choir, it's rough. I got in trouble for cussing too much in substituting middle school. The thing I have tomorrow is a workshop to be a substitute teacher. I still have an emergency license from COVID. You know, I gotta pay rent, but being unreliable sometimes isn't bad when you're talking about younger people, because what is considered reliable? Dude, the reason it's considered what we call pejorative language in linguistics is because we hide it, right? We decide that cussing is bad. And I know you could make this argument gets dangerous, right? Because you start saying, well, what about these slurs? But it's not really like that. They're not insulting groups of people. So I have very strong feelings about that as well. I have strong feelings about a lot of things. It's difficult to be disorganized and to do a thesis. A lot of people drop out of PhDs because of that. I think PhDs tell you whether you're going to be in higher ed or not, and I don't think it's wrong to decide it's not your environment. But I do think before you leave it, you should give it some thought as to what your environment would be. Right now, you have financial support at least. Uh-oh. I know I don't have the best relationship with my parents, but I was very, very excited when I told them that I had been conditionally accepted to a PhD. It does feel like really good. I was pretty crushed when I had to tell them that Trump caused my funding to go away. I mean, how old are you? It's fair. If you get the money, you get the money. That's young for a PhD, guy. Did you go straight to PhD instead of master's? Well, I guess in Europe, the schooling... No? Okay. I guess in Europe, the schooling pace is different, right? Apologies for calling. Well, I mean, okay, so as far as I understand, and please correct me because I don't know much about Portugal's school system, but what I do know about the British school system is that you can be taking collegiate levels at like 16 and be going into a master's at like 22, which is, you can do in America, but it's often not successful. We're just too big of a country, and we have psychopaths in charge. Most PhDs I know start at 30 and then go upwards, unless it's like super STEM, because STEM is pretty straightforward. You hide yourself in a cloistered environment, and then you research, and then you go under a professor and you research more, and then you write a lot about research that no one reads, and then maybe someone likes you and you move on. across the streams. But what if I want to? No. Okay. Alright. Ah, boogers. Okay. Why did I rush to unlock this? I could have not done it. Yeah, my university had that. Okay, I want to preface this with, I really don't mean to sound negative about life, but I've had a lot of people make poor choices that I was trusting, so please don't mind if occasionally it sounds very like, oh, womp womp Hildy, but my botany program had something like that, but my advisor did not put me in it, and so now I am pushing 40 and independently applying to botany masters and PhD mixes because I didn't get put in it. Which is okay. Like, he's one of my good friends and I go see him all the time. People make mistakes, but that bachelor's and master's thing is no joke though. I do think it's wiser to enter later though. Like, there is a point where life on rails is life on rails. Sometimes you just can't understand what you want unless you start later. I mean, we are in a society that's basically, a global society. Sure, we'll connect this. Let's see what we're doing. Yeah, okay. We're in a global society that's basically likes to say the older you are, the more you failed, but I don't know if that's entirely true. Can I balance you on here? Will you be higher? No, you won't. Okay. I have played this game before. I know there's something. Can you guys reflect both colors? Let me think about that for a second. No, that's crossing the streams, correct? Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Like this. Like that. Yeah! Well, yeah. The most success and joy I ever had in a job was I was a bar trivia host. Because I'm stupid smart and found out about a year ago I'm also autistic, so it kind of makes sense that I have these special interests, but kind of autistic. I am autistic. But that's why I decided to start streaming, was I decided I like performing. I like getting to know people. And I've played games since I was wee. So I do think I could have something different to offer. And I think that's something you should think about before you start doing videos too. Like, what do you have to offer? You know, I often find myself commenting on the accuracy of the plants in a game, or I have an arts background, so I'll talk about the inspiration between symbols, and maybe eventually enough nerds will see that. I would be really interested in a stream that talked about the actual buildings in a game and their logistics and what it would take to make a city like that, and if it even could be made. It's a lot of work, but I would be super into it. You bastards. Okay. What are we gonna do about that? We're gonna use height. That's what we're gonna do. I know talking is faster than typing, so I'm giving a pause here. I think I said that in the right order. I also draw a bit, so I've been working on VTube designs for me and my peanut gallery, which is also what I thought might be a little different, is the sorts of people that I have that heckle me. You won't often see those live, I think, though, because they're generally around like 7:30 my time. If you're not asleep, then I would worry for you. Oh, whoa. Whoa, this is a lot to adventure through. Holy cow. I think if I jump off here, I die, though, right? Probably. Yeah, let's not, tempt fate here. Oh, no. Really? Really? I don't remember there being that much shit to look through. I mean, I know. And especially when you're talking one-on-one with someone, it's really hard to not, in such a climate as today is, and it sounds like in such a place as you are in your life, it's really hard not to get overly serious and introspective. So, as you can see, I have one viewer. So it's just nice to have someone listening. I do ultimately do this for me. Oh my god, really? Okay, good. You do die if you go that far. I was gonna freak out. Oh, there is a star. We'll worry about the star later. Let me already do this. My profile? You know, I mean, that's fair, but I don't see it that way. I'm still being able to play, right? So you're not taking all of my attention, but you're also, for me, I do this because, well, I want to talk to people, right? So I don't need, like, I don't know if I need an audience so much as I like company. Alright, let's see what's going on here. You're gonna get to hear my shitty accent. Congratulations, your new user account has been registered. Would you like to see the details? Let's talk about some conflicts. User provided a particular account of personhood, but was uncomfortable with its implications. User sought to maximize both liberty and quality of life, but these ideals are incompatible. Shut up! No, it's not. User denied moral authority, but defended moral claims. Okay, let's see my psychological profile. Oh no! You may already be criticizing your own performance, but it's clear you understand how the world of ideas affects you, even if you are sometimes wary with the realities and allow your preferences to dictate your beliefs. You have a great deal of unused capacity which you've not turned to your advantage. You don't know me. You're not my real computer. Disciplined and self-controlled outside, you tend to be worrisome and insecure inside. But you pride yourself as an independent thinker and do not accept other statements without satisfactory proof. Oh! I know the people who made this game had PhDs in psychology, but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. No, I agree. I think we're in a very isolated. So I taught kids in middle school like right after COVID, and one of the things I noticed was they were just lonely. They were really happy to like know each other, but they were lonely kids, and they felt much more comfortable talking to people semi-anonymously. Like they were very honest online, but to a point. I'm a username, right? And Right. Like, it's really easy to be lonely right now. And maybe I think I don't want to be lonely just as much as the people who go watch streams don't want to be lonely. I think that's why I like games like the Talos Principle too. They're often talking about like who you are, what makes you exist, how you think about yourself, and those kinds of questions I think help drive away loneliness in a way. Let's see what my account privileges are. I think you always get account privileges. Due to outstanding notes on your account, and despite displaying many of the characteristics of being a person, you cannot be granted admin status at this time, because I'm not a person. In the meantime, please enjoy the basic account functionalities. Yeah, I'm a person. I'm sorry, I wasn't better able to assist you. If you're still encountering a problem, please describe it. Lost admin password. Thank you. A support ticket has been generated and appended to your profile. You'll receive a notification when a reply has been sent. Well, and I think... I don't pretend to know your gender identity, but you do strike me as a more masculine presenting personality. I think oftentimes the more masculine presenting are socialized to care about interests more than people, and it can be very conflicting once you get older. One, it's harder to make friends, period, but also if your interests change and what you've been taught is to connect over interests. This is how I socialize, by the way, regardless of femme or masc presentingness. I socialize a lot via interest and via ideals. And I know, actually, I just made my loneliness in a big way with the chat I was a part of. But I can't tolerate people who are going to not openly defy Trump and are going to, you know, actively marry people after they voted for Trump and after they've defended his policies. That means that you're not safe for me and my own. So I had to get loud. You know, I don't know if it was applied fear or more as applied... I didn't want to disrespect you. I think it's because I'm American that has so much weight right now. We're just in a state where you are vilified for being yourself. And so I want to make it really comfortable for people. And that sometimes means a little bit of eggshells or a little bit of gentleness is applied. Let's see. Mail error. There's these books that I like to do. They're detective books. It's a murder mystery book about Inspector Logico. And there's a cipher in the back of that I think actually applies to this, but I don't really... I'll probably go get it after this stream, and by the next stream I'll have determined whether it does apply, but... preserve the non-biological components of the self, most likely. I've definitely played my fair amount of Daniel Mullen's games, Pony Island and Inscription and such, so you hand me a cipher and my first instinct is like, alternate reality game. I better go look up that cipher. Hi all. Everything's been moved to the EL facility. I know it's been sad to leave the good old Jeff building behind, but it makes sense for us to be on site, especially as there may be severe power outages in the coming weeks. Arcade's team are already working on this cipher, but you really don't need to worry about the teams getting in each other's way. The facility is genuinely humongous. Let's get this show on the road. She's so positive. Straton of Stagira, on beginnings. It is the grave error of many philosophers, not only of the Athenian scholars, but also of many others, that they begin not with observation of the cosmos as it surrounds us, but with a conclusion already in mind. And often that conclusion is that the world was created ideal, and mankind itself, the creation of the gods. Yet neither the world nor the gods owe mankind perfection. It is arrogance itself to presume so, and contrary to all the methods of philosophy. The honest philosopher seeks only the truth, even if it bears no comfort, and he must begin by assuming, as Socrates said, that all he knows is that he knows nothing. Socrates also swallowed poison because he offended nobles and was too afraid to face trial. Just saying. Oh wow, that was 4? Goodness. I appreciate that. But it's very hard to overwhelm me. It is very, it's slightly easier to offend me, but it's more of a justice offense than a personal offense. Does that make sense? More or less, I don't tolerate assholes. But I genuinely tolerate inquiry. This is actually the part I'm always like, you mentioned. Oh, yeah. I've been thinking about that a lot, honestly, as far as what is reality and how we perceive it, and whether there's a point to perceiving reality or simply choosing a new reality. And if we're capable of doing such a thing. Yeah, I'm always really nervous about these puzzles because I'm like, if I can't figure out a Tetris puzzle, God, what are they gonna think? So, in all seriousness, it's this one in particular that I'm like, no, please don't spend too much time on it. You can do it, Ray. I have unlocked a box. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Oh.
There are mysteries in my garden, hidden roads and secret gates. If you dedicate yourself to understanding them, you may join the host of messengers.
I know, but here's the thing. Are you the majority race in your country? It's really easy to know it's all a show and not pay attention to it when it's not gonna kill you. Honestly, in America right now, anyone female or femme presenting, anyone from Mexico or South America, I can't get an abortion if I get raped. We've got Guantanamo as a concentration camp. Here, if you ignore politics, you are the Nazi. We just don't have that privilege. I never think it's wrong to use the privilege you have, because bless you, but I do think it's important that I remind people when they have it. Does that make sense? AI citizenship. Reconsider issue 199. Once a true artificial intelligence has been created, the issue of citizenship is going to come up. up. If we acknowledge that the AI has all the abilities of a human brain, should it not be considered a citizen? Is it not, in the legal sense of the word, a person and thus a potential citizen? But where do you draw the line? Some people will object. Will the great apes become citizens? Elephants? Whales? The more intelligent parrot species? It's crazy, they will say. I would remind these people that we live in a society in which a corporation, as abstract an entity as one could imagine, is considered a person. It's not that there's a precedent for a non-human being a person. At least an artificial intelligence is an actual thinking being, not just a business arrangement. But perhaps we do need to question the definition of personhood. Increasing amounts of evidence regarding the intelligence of elephants or the existence of culture among whales, for example, could be a sign that we need to answer some difficult questions. Who better to debate these questions with than the young genius who revolutionized the etc. It's easy to say it's dumb to waste time on him when he doesn't put your family in Guantanamo Bay. The most that I can do is remind people of what happens. It's not dumb to waste time on him, because you're not wasting time on him. You're spending time for those who are in danger. It doesn't feel this way all the way in Portugal, I think. But it's very real here. Trump canceled a law that allows children in school to not be deported by ICE. ICE can now walk into elementary schools and just take children that they think are illegal and just send them to camps. Can you imagine? That's really happening. Someone's child is just taken from school. They never come home. There's no erasing that reality. EL, short for Extended Lifespan, is a groundbreaking initiative by 7 leading universities to create the world's most stable and most durable supercomputer. With its custom-made hardware, bomb-proof casing, and near-inexhaustible hydroelectric power supply, EL represents a unique step forward in the evolution of human technology. The brainchild of Nobel Prize nominee Dr. Arkady Chernyshevsky, EL will links to the press kit, the team, some broken other links. Although I would consider that my anger should be redirected in some capacity, I don't think that my anger is at Trump specifically. It is at the quiet Nazis that surround me. At the people who think it won't happen to them. At people who lack empathy, who aren't worried and don't feel sad. It's appalling that parents of children are okay with other parents' children being tortured and stolen. Whether it's the Illuminati or it's fucking aliens, it doesn't necessarily matter. Whether it's superficial show and play, the human cost still happens. So I'm open to an ideological discussion, but I will continue to remind of the epistemological, physical results. It's important. You can't forget that. Has anyone ever died in your life? Or a pet get lost? I mean, grief is so intense. we're just, as a nation, we're just allowing grief. For very hateful reasons. I think it's very important that we not dehumanize the issue. However, ideologically, there's still discussion to be had. Right now, I don't think it's the time to move into ideology. However, we can discuss at a later date pure ideology. I would just caution you not to cross that line away from objective reality into complete philosophy, lest you become this video game. You must consider these riddles, the Sphinx said, and tell me the riddle that I did not reveal. The Sphinx smiled, the gears in her jaw creaking, her teeth a nightmare of rust. Her left eye flickered, but none of its terror was diminished. The ruins were silent in me. I think, she finally said, that the riddle you did not reveal is this. Why do these riddles exist in the first place? Why do these curious automatons, these mute children of Hephaestus, behave as they do, forcing me to devise these intricate solutions? Each is a riddle, but the greater riddle is their purpose. The Sphinx did not answer. Her eye was lifeless now. Athena removed it from its socket, knowing that its power would aid her, yet feeling also a deep sorrow at the passing of this fearful creature. The more I converse with these terminals, the more I wonder what role they play in this contraption. How do you tell friend from foe when no obvious lines are drawn between the two? Good question, sheep. However, Nietzsche's already told you you're the enemy, so I don't know how you feel about that, sheepy face. With 2 boxes. A lot. Powerful device fashioned by the designer. What's a hexahedron? My friend, many people have asked this. A cube, no. Wait, it is. The edges are beveled. That makes it a decahedron. You forgot the indents, with the indents like a super polyhedron. But the convex hull is a decahedron. Topic closed. Wrong. Oh, Diogenes. Don't be a dick. The little dog of Greece. Diogenes. This. Fine. Hexahedron. I'll live with it. Alright. I think after this puzzle, because I stream again in about 3 hours, I'll be hopping off to just do a rest. Palkis, is that how I say your name? Oh, hi. Hi. Oh. Sure. Do you have a preferred pronunciation of your handle? Oh. Maybe not. Maybe this might be the end.
I was in school when I first read about the Talos principle. I think it disturbed me at the time. made me hyper aware of my body as a physical object, the material reality of the brain. Ideas that made me uncomfortable at first, but I think in the long run, it helped me understand how frail human beings are and how precious. It's not a comforting way of thinking about the world, but I'd rather face the truth than lie to myself.
As Plato said, the only way to be good is to look at the sun. That of goodness, to face the truth, even if it's blinding. Well, for now, how about we say Palkis? I do hope you subscribe. I hope to run into you again. I won't be streaming around this time till Friday, so I hope to see you on Friday, maybe, if you're available, or sometime next week. But I do think I need to rest this brain of mine, as you've given me many things to think. And Avowed is a big game, so I gotta be ready to not scuff so much that I lose anybody who might stop by. I'm not really too concerned about not having a banner or anything like that. That's not really where I'm at in streaming, but I am excited to talk to strangers. Of course. Have a good evening. Get some rest. It's getting late. Go to sleep and sleep well. I shall probably be napping with you. And with that, everybody, it is time for me to go curl under a blanket with a pair of cats and read a book.